So now we're going to look at how to add a project onto the system. The quickest way is to come over to all current sites. That's going to show you a list of all active sites that you have registered on the portal and tell you relevant information about those sites. If you come over to the plus icon, you can then add a new project. So the first thing you need to do is select a site owner. This will be one of your registered users. The site owner will then receive relevant notifications for the site about things like orders or quote requests to make sure that they are up to speed with what's happening on the project all the time. The first thing you then need to do after that is create the project. So if we give the site a name, this will be for your internal use so that you know which project is which. We'll then fill in the rest of the address, which will then be added to the purchase order when it's sent to the supplier. You have an option to add a what 3 words location. If you've never used what 3 words before, you can click on the link here and it will take you through to the website to find the information you need. What 3 words creates a unique 1 square foot tile anywhere in the world using 3 unique words. This is really helpful for logistics teams to find out exactly where you want your materials delivered, for example, to a new build housing site, or perhaps a specific delivery bay within a compound. So you can add that in like that. You need to choose a site contact from one of your registered existing site contacts, or you can add a new one. We show you on a separate video how to add new site contacts. We always ask if there's offload on site. This can make things easier for the supplier, but also it can save you money, because if a supplier knows that there is offload on site and they don't need to put a moffat on the back of the wagon, the weight of that moffat is equivalent to around a pallet of plasterboard. So from a supplier's point of view, if there is offload on site, it's going to cost them less money to do a bulk delivery, therefore they may offer you better prices to compensate. If there's any access or delivery restrictions, it's good to put them in here. That way, you're not going to have the driver turning up not knowing the full picture. Another question we ask you is whether the project is open specification. Is it, for example, a BG spec, or is it just BG because the architect put BG on, but it's BG or equivalent? If the supplier knows the full information at quoting stage, they can go to the manufacturer and request improved support, knowing that it doesn't have to go to BG. It could go BG, Canav, Cineat, for example. So it's always good to provide this information now when you're registering the site, so that every time you send a quote request, all of this information will be available to your suppliers. And then finally, we will ask who the main contractor is. The reason you need to include this information, particularly at tender stage, is that there are often special rates for specific main contractor projects. You don't want to get caught out later when you thought your prices were better, and then once they start delivering to the site, the rates jump up because they have to allow for main contractor rebates. There is the option to add site documents and also to add expected materials and track them throughout the project. We show you how to do that in a separate video. It's always good to put the expected income if you've got it available to you Don't put commas, just put the numbers in, and you can put decimal points if you want to. And then also, if you've got an expected margin that you are working towards, you can put that in too. That way, if you're using the system to its full ability, you can actually track income coming in, expenses against the project, and you will be able to click into the project at any point and see live exactly where you're sitting versus what you were expecting from the start of the project. So once all of that's done, hit add, and the project will now be added to the system, ready to be used.